Hi guys. I'm running just a couple of errands and I figured I would take this time to do a video. So nothing too exciting happening today, but I am I've been in kind of a weird mood today. Today's 9/11 and every year on 9/11 I think of where I was, and on 9/11 I had just started high school, so it was early into the school year, and so that was already a really weird time in my life. And I remember that morning I was with my mom, and it was at one of those weird occasions that she had me on a school morning. For whatever reason, I wasn't at school. So I remember we were at this model home, and I cannot remember if it had happened while we were in the house or while we were pulling up to the house. But I remember we were in that house, and the woman that was running the open house, it was two other people and her. I think the two other people were there viewing the house too. And they were all kind of gathered around this little TV that was set right off the kitchen. It was like a plane just hit the World Trade Center, and it was showing the news coverage. And I remember being so scared, even though, obviously it also hit the Pentagon, but that wasn't for, moments later. But I remember, even though I was young, I was at the age still where I had a pretty good grasp of, this is not good. This is not just some sort of accident. I still had a grave understanding of what this actually meant, and I knew that it was very bad. And I remember immediately I wanted to check on my grandma and check on my dad. I remember my mom, things were very up and down, but I do remember that she had, as soon as cell phones came out in cars, she always had a phone in her car. And I was like, I want to go check on my dad and my grandma and see what's going on. So we left the open house immediately. I checked in with both of them. Everything was fine, obviously. I knew that this was going to change the future of everything. And I think back to that and I wonder, I'm like, how did I have such an understanding of how big of a deal this was, even though I was so young? I don't have an answer to that, but I think that a lot of us that were that age on 9/11, even though you were a kid, you still understood what this meant. I don't think I was alone in that at all. I don't think that I went to school that day. I'm pretty sure that she kept me out of school, because at that point it was by the time we actually left that open house and kind of understood what was happening, then the threat was in DC because the plane hit the Pentagon. And then it was kind of okay, well, what's next? Nobody knew, is a school going to be hit next? Is a high-rise condo building, what is going to happen next? Everything was so uncertain at that point in time. So I'm pretty sure I didn't go to school that day. And I don't have a lot of memories as far as what the day after 9/11 looked like, or what the weeks after, because eventually, obviously, I did go back to school. I'm pretty sure it was the following day. I don't have a ton of really precise memories following 9/11, but I do remember the morning of 9/11 where I was and what we were doing. I just think of all the people that did not get out, and my heart has always broken for the people that were stuck inside the building and told to stay put and stay at your desk. I could not imagine. I don't think that there would be any security in the world that could have kept me from exiting that building just based on their verbal instruction. And I still, there's a lot, like, you know, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of it too, a lot of the documentaries and things that have come out. It's just, based on my perspective, there is nothing good that has come out of 9/11. Like, I just think of it and I think of tragedy, heartbreak, horror, depression. It's just all of the negative things is what I think of. So and I'm sorry to any of you guys who were personally affected. If you had friends or family you know, that were hurt or lost their lives on 9/11, my heart goes out to you, and I'm so sorry for that. But I don't want this vlog to just be all sadness and talking about 9/11, but I did just want to share that with you guys. There have been a few people that have asked me, I think because of where I am, like asking me, you know, where were you on 9/11? Do you remember it? And that kind of stuff. So I did want to just put that in this video. What is up with people buying Teslas? I don't understand. I know that some people love their Teslas, but I don't understand the whole hype behind Tesla. I really don't. I don't know. I'm all for like electric cars because they help the environment and they're good for that. I don't know. I feel like Tesla is just that like unnecessary flex. Half the people just buy Teslas to be able to say that they own a Tesla, and that might be an unpopular opinion, but don't care. Y'all will never have to worry about me having a Tesla. That's the last car I would buy. In between Tesla and Lamborghini, Maserati, none of those would be cars that I would ever buy. So here's the thing. I was planning on doing some videos reacting to Jordan Cheyenne's older content. Well, she went ahead and decided to delete her YouTube channel. It is no longer there. I checked 2 days in a row. I checked yesterday and today. It is not there. It is gone, and it's not even like she just unlisted all of her videos and her channel's still there. Like, her channel is gone. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if you hide your channel like that, does it actually mean that it's deleted forever, or can you put it back? Can you, I don't know. I don't understand what happened. She also evidently deleted her Instagram, and so yeah, like she here's the thing. My opinion is that she was sorry that she got caught. This was not something that, it's kind of like, you know, and I always have to like disclaim things before I say them. When I look at the Jordan Cheyenne situation, I think of the Brooke Hout situation. I'm not saying that a dog is more valuable than a child, but what I am saying is this situation where footage was published unintentionally and it showed us what happens behind the scenes. And you cannot tell me, and you will not convince me, that this was a one-time thing where she was trying to coax her son into acting for a thumbnail so that she got what she wanted in order to drive more views and more attention to her video. I don't think this was a one-time thing. I think that it lifted the veil behind what family vloggers do in order to get their kids involved in their videos and in their thumbnails. This was not ever intended to get out. It was never a plan for it to be shown to the world. And it speaks volumes to me. And in my personal opinion, I do not believe that. I think the gravity of this situation and just the fact that she exposed herself unintentionally, this is not just like normal criticism where someone's reacting to something that you published. This is you actually mistreating your child and coaxing him into a thumbnail, and we saw it. There's no oh, well, this is being taken out of proportion, or this is being blown out of proportion. This is exactly what happens. We saw it with our own eyes, and I think that she has probably gotten a handful of really nasty messages, no doubt. But it's the same thing with the Nikki Phillippi situation. This whole idea of every single message and every single comment that you've been getting is hate and threats and just the most outlandish stuff that you've ever, seen is bullshit. I call bullshit on it because I know for a fact that people can get upset and people can use some strong language and their emotions can boil over sometimes. However, most people that are leaving these comments are level-headed, normal thinking adults that see something wrong and they're calling it wrong. And for influencers who have built their entire channels and their entire existence online based off gaining praise and nothing but the best words, when something like this happens, they cannot take it. So everything is called hate and threats, and they shut down. So I don't know if she'll come back to YouTube or not, but I also don't think that interview did what she thought it was going to do. And again, my integrity is number one, and I'm going to call it how I see it. I didn't like the interview. I don't care if it was on a creator's platform that I've supported or not. It could have been on anyone's platform, and I would have called it for what it was. I didn't like it, and I thought it was a missed opportunity. And I'm not saying that you have to be an asshole when you have an opportunity like that. That's not it at all. But it was an opportunity to drill down and get the answers, and I don't think that it was handled in that manner. That's my opinion, period. So anyway, guys, I'm going to, I'll check in with you in a minute. So I'll see you in just a sec. Continuing my thoughts about Jordan Cheyenne leaving YouTube and leaving Instagram. Again, I don't know. I've never tried to get rid of my channel, so I don't know if she actually deleted all her content or what. But if all that she did was unlist all of her videos, then her channel would still be there. You would still see the banner and how many subscribers she has, or at least have the option to subscribe. But because that's gone, to me, it seems like she deleted her channel. So, that would be pretty crazy. Also, completely disagree with anyone sending threats or harassing or bullying any influencer that screws up, or anyone online, whether or not it's an influencer, a fellow subscriber, whoever. It doesn't matter. Those types of things are never okay. It's literally never okay. There's never any excuse for it. I will always go back to the fact that there is such a small percentage of what is actual hate when you're talking about things that are put out online. It's such a small ratio. So I always kind of feel like the influencer wants to fall back, or whoever is saying that they're getting hate, they're always wanting to fall back on doing a blanket statement and focusing on the negative things that are being sent their way as a way to not listen to what anyone has to say, because they're going to say that I'm getting so much negativity and all of these threats and it's so scary, so I don't have to listen to any of it because I'm in so much distress right now. And that's aggravating. It can be, I imagine the subscriber who has watched Jordan for the last 5 years, because she's been on YouTube for a while. Before her channel was gone, I did look at a couple of her videos, and it's a lot of like boss babe mentality, manifesting your dream house, manifesting $20,000, manifesting your perfect life, like that kind of, nonsense. So she's been on YouTube for a long time. I could only imagine the level of disappointment that someone who's been watching her for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years feels right now. It must be so frustrating and so disappointing to support someone through watching all of their videos, and then something like this happens and you completely see who they are when the camera is off. And that's the biggest thing. I might do a whole video on this topic, because this is a lesson that was instilled in my mind from a young child, like from literally when I was so young. And it's this whole idea of, what are you doing when nobody's looking? What are you saying when you think nobody is listening? And I think with the Jordan Cheyenne thing, it showed us exactly what a lot of influencers are doing when they think the camera is off. And I think that's pretty scary. So she deserves to be a topic of conversation right now. She deserves to be held accountable for what she did. And no, I don't buy the BS about being able to reflect and take 24 hours, go on a podcast, say that you've changed, and say that you're going to make all of these changes and take your kid off the internet and stuff. I don't believe that change can happen in that short amount of time. I think that actual self-reflection is months and sometimes years of work so that you can actually understand what you did. I believe that Jordan Cheyenne is someone who does not understand the gravity of this situation, and I don't think that she understands why people are so upset. She looks at it like, oh, well, I was just really upset and my son was really sad and I made him pose for a thumbnail. That's not it. This is not just some little slip up where you are asking him to look this way instead of that way. It is a lot worse than that. Being an influencer, it seems to me like people want all the benefits that come with putting your stuff online and making a lot of money and getting the sponsorships and getting the likes and the clicks and the views. But when you sign up for that, you also sign up for the court of public opinion. And that seems to be something that nobody can really fully understand, at least based on what I've seen. You have to understand that when you create an online presence, that's pretty much like your business, that's like your storefront. And when you screw up in a major way, the other business owners in the area, i.e. other YouTubers, are going to put their opinion out there. And there are a lot of upsides with putting your stuff online. I have really enjoyed being able to connect with my subscribers and share the stories that I feel safe sharing with you guys, and letting people into a part of my life. I've fully enjoyed that. But I also realize the flip side of it. If I screw up, the court of public opinion is going to be knocking on my door, and they are going to tell me exactly how they feel about something that I did that was morally wrong or ethically wrong. And I also realize that, there are times where things get blown way out of proportion. But when it comes to something on a greater scale, like you being caught coaching your son to look sad for a thumbnail, or with someone like the Ace family scamming their subscribers, things like this, you have to be ready to accept the heat from the court of public opinion. It's just what it is. And it's funny because so many of these influencers say that they don't care about this, they don't care about that, they don't care about the haters, but they are also the ones that are first up to delete comments and veil everything as dangerous threats from trolls online. And I will always say I fully understand that trolls exist, haters exist, but there are so few. There are also a lot of people that grow attached to you and your content because sometimes they spend a part of every day watching your content. And if those people are upset with something that you've done, you have to be able to kind of confront that head on. I've had to do that myself. And, is it fun? No, of course it's not fun. But I think that it also shows a lot about your own integrity and how serious you take your platform and your voice online. When something actually happens and you actually screw up, if you can come to your subscribers and people that watch your channel and say, look, I really screwed this one up, this is what I'm going to do to fix it, and move on, I think that will show so much more than just calling everyone a hater and then running away from your platform. I know it also seems like there are some people who, when I talk about holding other YouTubers and stuff accountable, sometimes I do understand why it might seem like, oh, well, you're just so full of integrity and sitting up on your high horse and stuff. I don't want it to ever come off that way. I understand that perception is, different for everybody, and that's fine. I'd also like to make the conversation a little bit more normal than it has been as far as calling influencers out. But I also think that as drama and commentary channels, if we are picking apart every single little thing that an influencer does, then when something actually does pop off and deserves attention and coverage, then it's kind of like, oh, well, what did they do now? You know, we've been hearing about this, you know, influencer once a week for the last 2 years. But then when they actually do something, you're not going to get the attention of, you know, the people who should, or not should, but that you want out there listening to you. You know, I try to pick and choose. I try to not, you know, be really petty with things that I bring to you guys. Once in a while, is it fun to poke fun at something? Yeah, it is. But as far as having a serious conversation about things that are ethically wrong with influencers, you know, I do try to not cover things that just don't need coverage, if that makes sense. I've kind of gotten to this point where I look at some YouTubers and I look at them in this light of, when they show you who they are, believe them. And, you know, I'm not talking about little slip-ups that might happen here and there. But when you see a repeat offender, believe that's who they are. Because, you know, I don't think that these things come out for no reason. I do believe that, you know, slip-ups like what happened with Jordan Cheyenne, I do think that they're presented for a reason. I never have super high expectations for people online, because at some point or another, it is a very slim chance that you're not going to feel disappointed by a YouTuber that you spend time watching. And it could be a really big disappointment, or it could be something really small that you don't care about and you forget about it. But think about all of the things that so many of these influencers and YouTubers have done over the years. And it's just like the probability of something like, you know, coming out at some point or another is so high. If the expectations are set lower, then maybe the disappointment won't be so monumental when it happens. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a disappointment that she deleted her channel, but you know, this could also just be a tactic for when she comes back. She can be able to say, oh, well, see, I was getting so much hate that I had to delete my channel, so that people will be quicker to forgive her. And that's, you know, just kind of my opinion on what could be happening here. Because it does speak volumes when someone deletes their whole channel. It's like, oh wow, like, you know, things must really be crazy if she deleted her channel. But a lot of these YouTubers have PR firms, they have publicists or managers that they work with, and even if they don't have a publicist or a manager or a PR firm, many of them have contacts that are in the, you know, industry or in the social media realm. So they're being advised on how to handle scandals. And the problem with that is what happened with Jordan is not just your run-of-the-mill scandal. This is actual ABUSC that was caught on camera and mistakenly uploaded to YouTube. And I think that that's something that needs to be really paid attention to. And for me and my decision-making process, this is not something that is just going to be an easy apology and then life goes on. I think it's much, much bigger than that. But either way, I'm going to finish out this vlog now and get my afternoon finished up so I can get home and get a video filmed for you guys. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.